Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is your #1 rugby podcast, Behind the Ruck. We your co-host. I'm Juan de Jong, and we've got the one and only on my right-hand side, Pocket, Dynamite in small packages, Rudy Page.
No mentioning of small packages, but thank you, partner. Excited. Excited.
How are you doing? Are you good?
I'm good. As you can see, there's a different setup. I'm excited for our new and our next episode.
Some color in
Behind the Ruck, right, is going places.
places, social places.
Wow, I love it.
Is
I
that the
love
one?
it.
Is
I
that
love
the
it.
one?
That's where we are today.
We're super excited to have them on board.
Oh my goodness. What is happening there?
Paige, let me
That
just
is
take-
unprofessional.
Yeah, let me just take this
Quickly
quickly.
pick it up.
Let me just take this quickly. Hello? Sorry about this. Yes. Is this spray for underarm? Under Armour, the brand.
What?
Sponsoring the episode.
Oh,
Must press the button. That's it, must press the button. Are you ready? Okay. Yes, partner, here we go.
Wow!
Some more color, eh? We
What's
spoke
going
about color. Huh?
Love it.
Beautiful. Under Armour's coming through hot.
I mean,
eh?
I've
And
got
this-
some nice shoes on,
What
partner.
is this? Under Armour hover machine?
Over 3, Messina.
Number 3.
Fantastic.
Oh,
It's
beautiful.
soft. It actually
Comfortable.
wants me
Huh?
to go back to preseason. That's how comfortable I am right now.
At the retirement.
I've got a sense of sporty. I've got a
Yes.
sense of comfy at the top.
I love it.
Bit of party at the top, but business at
This
the
is
bottom.
perfect for
Love
me.
it.
eh?
Comfortable.
This is perfect for me, especially for this winter days, eh? Nice and warm. I gotta hide this hoodie, okay? But it looks like wifey likes this. I gotta put this in the safe, keep
Good
it
on
safe.
you.
eh?
Good on you.
Yeah.
Keep it safe.
Yeah.
But this is awesome. Guys, this episode obviously brought to you by Under Armour.
Yes.
First sponsor on board, partner.
Thank you very
Happy?
much, guys. We really appreciate it, eh? Just for you guys to back us and
Fantastic.
being part of us. Eh?
Exactly.
Such a big brand. We're excited. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited just to have Under Armour and Bat and sponsoring this episode. It's beautiful. It's
And I
perfect.
know, and making sure that we are comfortable at studio. So I
being
think obviously
comfortable.
Under Armour, thank you for the
Thank you very
sponsorship
much,
of this
eh?
episode, and we're looking forward to working with you guys.
That's
Okay.
beautiful. Eh? But back to the main thing.
Hey.
Let the main thing stay the main thing.
Always.
Rugby. Rugby it is. Partner talk to me. I need a lineup. I see some exciting news. I don't know about you. Hey? We got
It was a rugby weekend,
It's been
Tubes.
a massive rugby
It was a
weekend.
massive rugby weekend. And before we get into that, I just want to make sure the viewer that I give you guys a little bit of a menu. Like when you go to the restaurant,
Yeah.
you first look at the menu, then you order, then you eat. So today's
But
menu,
I look at
partner.
price too.
You look at price too? Oh my
Let's go
goodness
through the menu.
gracious.
Let's go through the menu.
All right, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, the menu today is quite simple. Our guest on the show that we're going to have, Tubes. Hey, you know, we like to spice it up.
Spice
we're
it up,
keeping it nice and fresh.
Talk
We
to
got new announced Stormers captain.
New, not old.
Not old, not you.
New.
New. Not you,
Yes.
new.
Stormers captain.
New Stormers captain.
Salmaan Moerat.
Salmaan Moerat.
Oh, I'm excited. Eh?
Huh?
I'm excited. Huh?
On behind the rack, my
Such a
friend.
young man with a massive responsibility, but he can handle that. I'm
Exactly.
pretty
So
sure
he's
that-
going to be later on the show. Then we had a massive weekend of absolute international rugby. Firstly, we're going to cover the Boks All Blacks. I mean,
Yeah.
my Friday couldn't start any better. My weekend was off to a great start
Same
with the
over here.
Boks versus the All Blacks. There was an upset. England-Fiji. Upset. I don't know what happened in Twickenham in London. It was a tough weekend for the English. Then we also had Ireland and Samoa, which they it was like this, it was like this. Ooh, Samoa almost did one over the Irish, which we're going to get to. We're going to talk lekker about that one. Lekker.
And in our first game, guys,
Scotland, Georgia.
that was also a tough one. Fair play to Georgia, but we'll get there. Let's just go to Friday night.
The Georgians was like a piece of mutton. When you braai mutton and not cook it, hulle was taai. Hulle was taai.
You
and
moet
hulle-
byt.
They made it difficult for the
Yeah.
Scots, but we will get there, buddy.
get there.
We'll
We'll get there as
eventually
soon as
get there.
possible.
Then, also, on Behind the Ruck, there was a bit of breaking news this
Breaking
week.
news, yeah. There's a couple of breaking news.
Yeah.
First of all, Frans Hougaard. Have you
Yes.
seen that?
Yes,
He's going to the
yes,
Sharks,
yes.
eh? Super excited to have him back in South Africa.
I think
he's done with the barbecue.
Smart play by the Sharks rugby, making sure that they cover
That 9
the
position.
9 position because Rashi took 4.
They took 4.
Two of them are from Durban. He took 4. 2 of
Yeah.
them are from Durban. But I think that is honestly, I love what the Sharks are doing, making sure that they bring in someone experienced.
Yeah.
You understand?
Just to
Someone
cover it.
that can
Yeah.
slot in easily, that knows his game. I mean, Hoogie's utterly, you know him really well. He's a professional.
Yeah, he's a professional on and off the field, and he's a hard worker, and will slot in easily, especially helping those youngsters coming through there. at the Sharks.
100%. I think a lot of boys can actually, when he will be in the system, can see what you should do for 15, 16 years to be a professional.
Yeah.
So that's an awesome move by the Sharks rugby to have Hogie back in the country. But like in life, partner, you get some good,
and you get
some bad.
interesting news.
So this week we've had some interesting, maybe sad, maybe bad news. There was two players.
That was that's got caught banned with some. Hey, who's the two players? Reece Webb and Elton Jantjies.
It's Reece Webb and obviously Elton Jantjies that the news came out about them having some stuff in their bodies. Which is always a difficult one.
It's a difficult one, and we'll have to see what's going to happen because it's still in process. They're still going to do the other sample B, sample B to see what's going on. So we can only get more information when we get the final information. Everything is all clear in that. So
but yeah, I think for everyone out there, the boys,
the
guys, make sure what you put in your body.
Yeah, just make sure what you put in your body, especially go to your doctors, go to your SNC. Make sure that all the detail is perfect, especially before you're using it, because at the end of the day, it's your own responsibility.
It is your responsibility.
It's no one else's responsibility. You need to make sure that you take all the risk is on you. So just make sure, guys, whatever you buy in the shops, go test it, go check it, and stay away. 4 years or 2 years, whatever.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Absolutely not worth it.
Yeah, but all the best to those two boys. And hopefully we'll get the news in a couple of weeks.
We'll have some news in the couple of weeks, but that's enough. I don't like to listen to bad news sometimes.
You want to get to Friday night?
I want to get to what happened on Friday.
Twickenham, hey?
Twickenham.
It's a sellout. 80,000 people. South Africa, New Zealand is the biggest game you can actually get.
I thought we had the game in Joburg or in Loftus.
Yeah, because there's a lot of South
There was a lot of South Africans at the game, partner.
It's green and gold everywhere.
Wow.
I don't know how the All Blacks felt.
It must. I think it was obviously Saru didn't tell us about it. Us having a home game at Twickenham.
Because there might be a shows and laws of Indo Dhaka, because usually it's at home.
It was pumping the guys, honestly.
Fair enough.
So to the people in London, you guys did your part.
Yeah, you did your part.
That is freaking awesome.
Yeah,
well
we got
done.
2 more months in the World Cup. Do the part again and keep doing your part.
Get on the Eurostar. Get over to France. Support the Springboks. They're close.
Yeah, it's around the corner.
Klip gooi.
Yeah, Wellington
Perel too.
So keep the support. We love it. And the Springboks love it as well. Yeah.
Gypsy.
The game. We're talking about the game.
35-7.
Yo, I was looking at this game. We dominated them in all aspects. First half, second half. They were put under a lot of pressure. They were backs against the wall. And it was interesting to see the process of us going into that game, because the first 20 minutes to 30 minutes, we didn't take any points. We went for that 5-meter maul. We went for that try, because there were a lot of opportunities to take the 3 points and keep, like a normal game, just keep the scoreboard ticking. Build that scoreboard, squeezing them. And I must say, it was actually a good decision to go there, because we tested a lot of things with inside our maul, because the maul is a strong point.
It's so strong.
And the way we finished from our maul and dominant we were from our maul, we had front peels, we had back peels, we went through the middle, we're shifting it 1-2. So it was good to see we dominated there, we dominated the scrums, we dominated the lineouts, even Etzebeth stealing a couple of balls. The scrums, oof.
Our boys coming around the corner, that physical, I know Rashi spoken a lot about it, but physically just dominating the All Blacks.
Them, getting through them, denting them, making sure you gain line, because gain line is your friend. You need that momentum.
It was bruising that first half on the All Blacks.
But now I'm a little bit scared. Did we show a little bit too much?
I don't think so.
That's the big question.
I think what we saw, that Springbok rugby for the past how many years? We are a big physical dominant rugby team that plays simple rugby, but you gotta decide the opposition. You stop it.
How do you stop it? Yeah.
How do you stop it? Is another kettle of fish. That's another.
Yeah. Basically, even the Rose comes around the corner. You see it, but you need to stop it.
You need to stop it.
Yeah, you can know it's coming. Juan de Jong is going to step, but you need to stop it. Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about the box.
Talking about the box. But it's being prepared, and it's going to be tricky, because at the end of the day, they've got 2 weeks now maybe 6 weeks when we played them again in the quarterfinals.
Yes.
Did they learn a lot? Because you must remember, going back to Auckland, that first 20 minutes, they dominated us.
Yeah, it was the other way around.
It was the other way around.
Yes.
And you need that first 20 minutes, get into the game as soon as possible, build momentum. And then I spoke about that first 20 minutes, that 10 minutes before and after half. It was very
Yes.
crucial. This weekend we got it as well. You know, Curtly scoring just before halftime. And that just get us going forward. After halftime, we put another squeeze onto them. And it was tough. Once you dominate those 10 minutes, it's another kid. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
I like the fact that we played so well. We were so dominant against the strongest All Black side.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
was
watered
A
down
versus A.
side. It wasn't a side where they gave guys opportunities. They picked their team that's going to play against France, and we honestly showed utter dominance in every facet of the game.
So they had an A team. Did we have an A team or A plus or B-ish?
I don't know. I think Rassi and them are reading the alphabet nowadays.
Yeah.
They got A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah, but it's still A. The people that got into that spots, you know, regularly, you know, you got Damien Dialendi, the guys that's filtering that spots, Jesse Kriel or Lukani the guys filtering that spots. They made a massive difference. It's almost like it was an easy transition for them. And we missed actually nothing the way we were playing, the dominance we had in all aspects.
But that's why I am not worried, Juba. I am honestly, I think the way we play, it's easy for players to slot in because it's clear and simple in understanding the way we play our rugby. So you can flourish and you can execute 100% because there's no doubt, man. So that's what I like about our game plan currently.
Yeah, we look good.
With Manie at 10,
Yes.
yeah,
He's feeling himself.
Hey?
Huh? He's feeling himself.
I saw him jogging there for a little bit. I was like,
I was like
either
in nicely.
the jersey had a bit of a scratch there inside because het so 'n vlekkie gehad twee draf.
Exactly, yeah. But it's good to see,
It's
especially
awesome
before the
to
World
see.
Cup, because in 2 weeks' time we need that money. Okay,
It's awesome to see.
And he's a professional on and off the field, so we know we're gonna get that, especially in those big type of games. And the people out there, guys. Let's stay behind our box. Let's stay behind Manie. Let's stay behind everything we do, because at the end of the day, we need that support, and the players need that support. Okay, I know it's been a couple of weeks of Manie.
I don't know why.
Huh? Kicking, yeah.
I honestly don't.
I don't know
get it.
why they're panicking. They mustn't panic. Huh?
How can you panic, Tua, when someone is playing such good rugby as Manie?
Sure.
Even his kicking for the Stormers. I know everybody's been going on about him missed kicks, and the guy slotted 2 vital kicks in the season that you guys won the URC.
Yes,
so he's done it under pressure.
2021.
He's kicked well the whole season. That's why he's got selected for the Springboks.
Yes.
Because of his whole package. The whole package is a massive tick for
Totally
Manie.
agree. And from attacking play, brilliant.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Unmatched.
Then kicking game to poles, also brilliant. Okay. Professional rugby, we're gonna have off day, man, now and then, but it's fine. If it's one off day, that's fine. And like his kicks to touch, Paige, for me, it is unbelievable. He's going for that distance. It's always a risk. A lot of the time, you don't want to take that risk. You just kick it out here just to make sure about the line. But he's kicking us 5 meters away from the try line.
That's his confidence
That's
that he's playing with now. And I think what makes Manie different, I don't know if you agree with me, what makes Manie different from other fly-offs is that they were solely reliant on kicking for poles.
Yeah.
So with him, we get another dynamic. So it doesn't.
It's 11 in one, Juicy.
We want him, partner, to kick well. Obviously, everybody wants the 3 points. But I mean, his general play is unmatched.
It's unbelievable. His passing game is unbelievable.
Time.
He's
Going to the line.
Yes.
Creating gaps and space for people around him.
For years, other teams had that. For years, it was Quade Cooper, it was Finn Russell.
Now we got it.
We got it.
So
with a little bit of balance within kicking game as well. And defense as well. I don't see him miss tackles.
Exactly.
He doesn't miss tackles.
Nothing.
Primary job, spot on.
So are we, everybody, we're putting the Manie debate done. We're not gonna doubt him again. We're not gonna talk about him again.
He's on fantastic
He's
form.
sorted. Okay. Anyone else that stood out for you?
Yeah, there's a couple of boys. Sia, good to see him. You know, keep on putting a brick on brick on brick. So he's looking sharp as well. And then the guy from Paul, Pepe's in my veins. Huh? He was solid again. Solid in the primary job. He was thrown in the deep sea. Hey? There, gaat swim in the deep sea. Because playing at a different position, you haven't played for 2 years.
Comfortable,
against New Zealand, you know.
He looked so comfortable.
And away from home, yeah. So it was good to see. This primary job was fantastic to see. His defensive reads was awesome. You know, and there where it comes in with the razzle dazzle, that little bit of razzle.
Oh, he's got it.
Similar to like Lukanya just that want to there's as a centre, you don't get a lot of, especially as a 13, you don't get a lot of opportunities when it comes to creating type of stuff. So you got to find chaos. You got to find moments in the game, support play. You know, that razzle dazzle. You know, stepping, fending, and you can see the try that was disallowed. You can see what he can bring to us. That was so unlucky. But you can see what he can bring to it at that number 13 jumper. So from a backup point of view, if Lukanya doesn't make it and get back into the squad, I think we have a second option. But for now, I think we got to stick with Jesse. Jesse's been on form for that in that 13 jumper.
Okay.
I think so. So we got to stick with him. My personal opinion. And when we do have a problem with injuries on whatsoever, we might throw him in there, or maybe a game like Tonga, or a game like.
I think I agree with you. I honestly agree with you. I think Rassi is going to start Muri on the wing. And whenever it's needed,
yes,
especially with this new 7-1, 6-2, 4-3.
What was that? A 7-1?
Partner?
Huh? Guinness Book of Records, the first time. I don't know if I've seen it.
love the fact that we as South Africans are being innovative. We the guys bring new stuff to the party.
You like it?
It worked, if that makes sense.
Basically, I hated it.
Really?
I hate it. I'm not a big fan of it. 7-1. I
I
understand.
know you weren't happy with 6-2, so I could only imagine seeing 7-1 upset you.
I can maybe work with. But a 7-1.
Talk
I
to me
know
why.
Willie Leroux got injured, so obviously they brought Kwagga Smith into that position. It's not a match for match when it comes to that position. And maybe it was because they didn't want to risk the guys on the bench like a Damien Dialendi coming back in, or Cheslin Colby, you know, getting opportunity off the bench and stuff. So they had a plan. So they probably went for the 7-1. But I'm not a big fan. And especially what they did this weekend, putting six forwards straight up at the same time. You read bomb squad. Did you see that? At the same time, I think it was minute 45. Brought everyone up. There's only Kubas that was on the bench, and he came on like 25 minutes to go. It was a massive risk. If anything happened from a planning point of view, I'm not a big
So
fan.
you're not foreseeing that happening in the World Cup when there's something on the line.
When there's something where it's a massive game. I mean, we got lucky at the end of the day. If you got any other injuries, you have to move people around, people that has been training in a certain position for a long time. Now all of a sudden you've got to change him, put him out of position, like Lukanya at the wing, and you've got the Damien at 13 and Willemse coming in. So for me, from a planning point of view, I can work with a 6-2.
Yes.
I'm happy with a 5-3 because backs needs to. If you play 80 minutes and you can only make one change because one back on the bench.
And
so
it's
you can
one
make
of the 4 9s.
Yes, and you can make one change. You've got other guys playing 80 minutes. Okay, so which means if you do it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's fine. But soft tissue injuries is gonna happen with those boys, especially playing 80 minutes, 80 minutes, 80 minutes. That's why, especially the guys that's been in solid position, like Manie that's been playing a lot, Damien has been playing a lot. Some of the boys that hasn't been rested that much, we might have a little bit of a problem.
Okay.
But like I said, it's high risk, high reward at the end of the day.
It worked.
It
So
worked at the end of the day. Yeah, we got lucky.
Let's give them. I'm gonna give Rassi and Jack credit. There's the 7-1. I think the All Blacks are probably still wondering today.
Yeah.
What happened?
All I say is be careful with that 7-1. But
Okay, good. I understand your point.
yeah.
I think I totally get it. But Kanan, box ticked.
Box ticked, yeah.
We
Couple
got
of boys.
couple of boys tick boxes. I
Box
think.
ticks. And at forward pack,
Just.
got
But
worried there when Dwayne got a knock in that first minute. That was a little bit of a scare.
Stinger.
Yeah.
Probably just a stinger.
Just a stinger, yeah. Malcolm Mark's unbelievable. Hey? Malcolm in Bongi is like your Aaron Smith and TJ Perenara. Huh?
They complement
each other. You know, sometimes it doesn't matter who starts. Whoever starts will do their best. Whoever comes off the base is just another impact. So from a hooker point of view, we're looking good. Obviously, there's other guys that waiting for their spot, and hopefully when they do get it, they can make a difference.
And sorry to interrupt your partner, but I want actually boys that watch the Springboks, just look at Bongi's body language before he comes onto the field.
Just so.
I love it.
The dog.
Every single time, you can see the intensity
Yeah.
that he's going to bring by his body language.
The hunger.
The hunger for rugby, the hunger to present the Springboks, the hunger to play good rugby, which I think is exceptional, man. And we need to credit him. And it's a good example he's setting for our kids. I mean, when I watch him, I know he's going to give his everything for his country.
Yeah, 100%.
Just
Yeah.
because
Because the the people on the field and the players on the field is tired. So when you come on, you need to give some energy.
Oh my
Make sure
goodness.
that you get all these guys on the same page and keep for the last 20, 30 minutes, because a lot of the time after 50 minutes you're a little bit of, lethargic a little bit. So it's good to see he coming on, making a big difference. When Sia went off, he took the leadership. He's growing in that leadership role as well. So there's a lot of leaders in the squad.
Oh, we
blessed with
I think
leadership.
we probably the most confident we've ever gone into a World Cup, I would
Yes.
say, this year, especially after that performance.
Yeah.
But like anything, there was a team on the other side, partner, the All Blacks. If you're sitting in that change room after the game, what would be going through your mind? What were you thinking?
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors going out. Did they throw the game? Did they want to see something? Did they test something? But as an All Black, you never want to lose a game in an All Black jersey, and you never want to put records on like
I
that.
was just about to say.
Yeah, a record on like that against you. So I would say it wasn't a day. You do get those days. We had pretty much sit against in Auckland against them as well. So sometimes it
Don't
happens.
say that name.
Yeah.
Softly. Thank you.
So sometimes it happens. It depends how you react within that 80 minutes and how you react afterwards. That week leading up to your next game. They've got
Okay.
two weeks off. They know they might play us in that quarterfinal and in that final.
Yes.
So they're going to be well prepared when they face us again.
If the penalty count was high,
Yo,
the discipline was terrible.
Terrible.
Absolutely terrible. I
Terrible,
think, what was
terrible.
it, 11 penalties
11
first half?
penalty first half.
You can't win a test like that.
Yeah, and it wasn't the All Black team you used.
I know.
To see.
Which probably complements us more.
Yeah,
that
you're putting the pressure onto them
we
for them
we
to make the
applied
best.
pressure
Yeah,
to
yeah.
them, and they went to a place where they weren't comfortable.
They got a yellow card and a red card. Barrett? Huh? Scott Barrett?
And he got scot-free off.
Cynical.
He got Scott Barrett got scot-free
Free.
of nothing.
No ban.
No ban.
Is it a debit order again? Is it inconsistent?
Don't
Huh?
get me
1
started.
month here, 1 month there.
Don't get me started. And that was a clear tuck of the arm, leaving his feet, diving into the ruck. That for
That's
me,
cynical.
that is, and it's silly.
That was silly and cynical.
It's
yeah.
intentional.
Because it could have been dangerous. Sharp shoulder. He's hiding. He's putting.
He's hiding his arm, and it's an
Straight into
intentional
the neck.
act. It's an intentional act. That for me makes me a bit angry, partner.
And Malcolm didn't expect that, because you can see the way he's calling. Sia, go tell the ref.
Yeah. And you're lying
what's
on the
happening?
ground. You can't protect yourself, Joops.
So he's playing the first game against France.
Scott Barrett is scot-free off.
Yeah.
So he's good to
Just
go.
on that bans as well. So we got Farrell that got 4 weeks.
Oh.
And George Mohala, they changed it. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
To 4 weeks. So he's going to play in the Rugby World Cup.
Awesome.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Free
Yes.
George Mohala.
Free
Actually,
George Mohala.
I think they're watching the show. And
They're
they were
watching
like,
behind the rack.
before
Hey.
these two guys are making a
Hey,
note.
they're watching behind the rack. Well done,
And they're
guys.
listening. Yeah, so Scott Barrett, yes, he's lucky.
Yes.
But yeah, I think from an All Black point of view, it wasn't the best day. But also saying they've learned a lot against us. But even with learning a lot against us, we showed a lot of pictures, so they need to cover all the
Oh,
pictures.
no,
You can't cover all the pictures. You can't be like, should we cover the maul? Should we cover the front peel? Should we cover the back peel? There's so much options. So, but they're smart enough, especially what happened in Auckland, them with the attacking kicks. We didn't see this weekend. Attacking kicks puts it under pressure, put Damon Willems under pressure. Damon Willems, he was sharp as well from the All Black point of view. No one actually stood out there.
I think it was one of the games for them specifically that you want to forget, you want to move on from, and you don't want to talk about it again.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
They had discipline issues. They had yellow cards. They had a red card. They couldn't get into the game the first half. Then the dominance of the Springbok pack just starts flipping, hitting them. So I think they would probably just want to forget about it.
Yeah,
And
and
move
work
on.
hard for the next 2 weeks for that 8th of the opening game, because that's also going to be a massive game.
That's
because
gonna be awesome.
Other teams are looking good as well.
Can't wait. Then we had another game, partner. There was an upset this weekend.
Upset?
You can't just have a nice weekend.
Huh?
You can't just have a lekker weekend. Sometimes
The Island Boys.
the Island boys got up against
Fiji against...
England.
Yeah, and they played at Twickenham the day after, and the stadium wasn't that full for England. The
Crazy.
stadium was full for South Africa and New Zealand, but not for England. It's half capacity, 50%.
Crazy, but I think it's probably a resemblance. Hey, why is that word not coming out?
DJ
Brother,
chicka,
brother.
chicka, wiki, huh?
It's probably a reflection
You okay?
of the state England
Yes.
rugby's in, partner.
Yeah.
I think they're looking lost.
I don't know. But I'm also saying, yes, they're looking lost. They're not looking in good shape. But they've learned a lot. They had 6 out of 9 so far under Steve Bortwick. It's not looking.
Wow.
It's not looking good. I think there's like 23 tries in the last 6 games they conceded. But credit must go to Fiji. Fiji was unbelievable on that day. The supporters was there. They had even a yellow card, and they just keep fighting, and they didn't even had a lot of star players that was playing. It was only Semi Radradra, but there's other players like Botias from La Rochelle that wasn't there. There was Josh Tuisava, that winger. That's a handful that wasn't there. So credit to the Fijian team for sticking in, playing hard, putting the English under pressure. Because the Islanders, they're athletes.
Yes,
They've got all the muscles.
They are big boys.
Big boys.
And then they got that offload game going against the English, eh? The English just couldn't stop it though. Like, it's the first guy that makes contact. He always gets his hands free.
Yeah.
And that, I think, obviously the guy of the bench scrum half scored.
Yeah.
Because of that.
It was a good try from that winger
Awesome
coming through.
try. Winger obviously stepped off his line, working inside.
Nice little offload.
Missing English missing 1 or 2 tackles, and he still got the offload away. And that's how they played the whole game, eh? 1 or 2 tackles, upper body slipping down. They're getting.
Yeah. Now it was a good day at Fiji. So well done to Fijians. Eh? They
First
a
win at
massive
Twickenham.
upset. Just keep the momentum on, and because I think there was a lot of cover flowing after that game.
And a few hymns. And a lot of hymns. Cover and hymns flowing in London.
Yeah. It was taki time at Fiji. It was a good game to see. So they're playing Wales as well, and I saw Gatlin in the stadium. He's checking things out. He's getting nervous.
He's probably nervous already without seeing Fiji winning.
Yeah. Yes, it was. So he's got a couple of headaches, especially in that first game, because your first game, your second game is very important, just to get.
Those island boys are gonna be motivated.
Momentum, yeah.
They're gonna be motivated.
You still
partner.
have Tonga.
A lot of them play the
Samoa.
rugby in France as well.
Yeah.
So they're gonna know the circumstances. They're gonna know the fields.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna call it this Rugby World Cup, eh?
Upsets.
It's gonna be upsets, and it's gonna be one of the most difficult Rugby World Cups ever. So if you win this Rugby World Cup, I say now,
Springboks. What?
No, when the Springboks win it, or whoever wins it, credit to them. Whoever wins it, it's gonna be well deserved, because all the teams, there's no easy games in this tournament. You've got guys now coming to Pacific Island, the Fijians that's going back to their home country, Samoans going back to their home country.
That law change.
Tonga going back to the home country. So all the teams, those teams, you think like, I can build momentum in my pool. It's not there anymore. So you've got, usually it's like 2 tough games, but now it's 3, maybe 4 tough games within your pool.
Awesome.
So it's
good for rugby.
Good for rugby.
Really good for rugby.
Good to see the guys going back.
Talking about Ireland, guys, we had another team, Ireland and Samoa, playing.
Yeah.
And I was actually quite sad. I must say that Samoa didn't rattle. Obviously, they rattled their bodies, but didn't rattle the Irish cage by beating them.
Yeah, it was a close game. The last 5 minutes, eh? Yeah.
That's what I told you last week about whenever the Irish play against a team that is physically dominant, they struggle. And when I watched that game and I saw what I've had, that intuition and feeling in my stomach, that the Irish are not going to get out of their pool.
Yeah, they're still testing a couple of things, testing a couple of combinations, but credit must go to Samoa. And that's what I was saying again. So they've got Lima Sapawanga that started his first test. He made a massive difference. They got Stephen Luatua. There's a lot of names within that Scotland that's going to make a big difference. And I tell you now, one of those island teams, if it's hopefully not Tonga, but Samoa and Fiji, hopefully in the quarterfinals, it would be nice to see.
Awesome to see.
Yeah, but Ireland is also slowly but surely building. But yeah,
I want to disagree with you. I really want to disagree with you, partner. I don't know why I feel so strong.
That Ireland is gonna struggle.
Yeah. They lost Kian Healy, the veteran prop. They lost him. I know Johnny Sexton hasn't played in a while. I know they're banking on him. But as you know, once you're in a pivot position, you need time under your belt.
Yep.
I don't care who you are. I know he's a world beater, he's a world class, Hall of Famer, all of that stuff. But I think the Irish are going to be in for another disappointing.
Eh?
I know we love the way they play with the short passes and intricacies of their
lines
showing the lines and going in behind the back with short passing, and it's nice on the ice. It's really good on the ice. When it comes off, you can only clap hands and say that is outstanding.
Yeah.
But once it's a physical one-on-one, it's just me versus Juan de Jong. I feel like they take completely out of it.
Only time will tell. So I still strongly believe that South African Island's going to go through. But Scotland is also looking good. But they
I know we're laughing, but those Georgians. Georgia, when by accident you braai a piece of mutton and it should have been lamb chops, but you braai a piece of mutton and it's chewy. The Georgians were tight.
They were tight.
I love us tight.
They were tight. The first half was 6-0, halftime. But then I don't know where they went, what this coach's team talk was, but when they came out of the shades of second half, there was nothing. They stayed
maybe
on
the
6
quality
points.
of the Scottish just came through.
The pressure of it, because they don't want that history, like the same with England and Fiji.
So that was interesting.
That was
game.
interesting to see. So credit to Georgia.
Do you see anything from Scotland that we should worry about?
I'll say it again, Finn Russell, you got to put a lot of pressure onto him because when it was the second half, when he came out and he was performing again, he's getting those long passes out to Duan van der Merwe that scored 2 tries again. Kyle Steyn is also playing fantastic rugby. So there's a couple of guys that we need to look out for. But
South African guys.
I say again, Finn Russell.
Yes.
If you put Finn Russell under pressure, you put Scotland under pressure.
Okay.
And like this past weekend, we had Faf putting Richie Mo'unga under massive pressure.
All
his kicks was 5 meters away, 10 meters gain line. So if we can have that pressure from our nines onto Finn Russell in general play, it will be perfect.
Awesome. So we're confident we're going to get the job done against Scotland.
Yes.
With the way we defend and obviously putting Finn Russell under pressure.
He can't breathe. It's 1, maybe 2 passes and that's it. And then we shut it down.
But just for the viewer, Finn Russell is quality.
He's quality.
Huh?
And I said it last time. It's going to be when 2 killers meet, 1 must die. It's him. When it's Manie and Finn Russell, when those 2 meet on the 10th of September, that Sunday, that's going to be the key for me.
Okay.
That fly position is going to be key for me. And what position, how they put their forwards on the front foot, getting gain line, putting them under space, when to kick, when to attack. Those small little balance within the team is going to come from that pivot position at number 10. So I say again, if we need to put Finn Russell under massive pressure.
Get his error rate up. Once he starts making errors, I feel like he wants to fix it himself.
Yes.
And that's when we're going to be in a good place.
That's going to be,
Okay.
Obviously, we're going to be dominating scrums, lineouts, mauls, all those type of things. But you can't let that guy get going because he's going to put Duan van der Merwe into like 5 or 10 meters. He's going to put Kyle Steyn, Hugh Jones is going to flourish from that. He's the guy that's pivoting that.
He's the Messi of our rugby.
Yeah,
he's going to do stuff that other guys simply can't do.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 2 weeks' time, he's going to be key. The Scotties are not going to be easy for us in that first game. But we are confident, obviously, we will do it. Especially after Friday night.
Yeah.
My goodness,
2
35,
weeks,
7.
Get those boys in the ice bath. And it's a bit long.
Huh?
Anything can happen in 2 weeks.
It's a bit long. Okay, I'm going to leave that.
Yeah, and World Cup is here, hey?
World Cup is around the corner, partner. Around the corner.
It's in our face. We must get excited. People must get excited. Get our green and gold jerseys up and running.
Yes.
Ons moet 'n bietjie gaan soek aan die kas waar maar ons soek die Nike nie.
We want that.
Yeah, we'll get one hopefully.
And we forgot about one game, partner. There was the host nation that played against Eddie and the boys.
Yeah. What a game.
Why do you sound
so Australia is struggling. They got Steve Hansen. That's joining them, hopefully making a little bit of a difference. New Zealanders is not really happy about that, but they're struggling. I think they haven't won in the past 6 games or something like that. France is obviously looking good. They're finding the combinations. Pino and the boys, Dante is they flourishing. It's almost like they're not missing Intermark. Dupont is running.
Not.
Yeah, Intermark is running the show there. They still got Valier, the 1 Power Ranger and the 1 wing.
Jalibert is a really good player.
Yeah, he's
a very good player. He's a young player. I know that probably the international scene hasn't probably seen as much of him. He plays his rugby for Bordeaux. He is good.
Yeah,
partner.
he's a really good player. Yeah.
And the La Rochelle fly of Hastony. Also really good player.
Is it?
Very good rugby player. I know they haven't had a lot of international caps, but once it comes to quality and talent, they definitely have it in abundance. So I think Intermac was a big loss, but from a talent point of view, they have fantastic backups. And the punt was amazing. The cross kick to the wing to score.
He can pass that easily.
Yeah.
But he just want to show off.
I had the same idea when I watched
best
it.
player in the world.
I was like, he wants to flaunt his talent. He's flaunting.
Yeah. But it's good for the people. It's good for the spectators.
It's awesome.
Yeah, they're looking strong. But the Aussies, I don't know about the Australia, but the angle of going to the quarterfinal, angle of going to the semi.
It's a bit easier.
It's a bit easier. So that's the luck. Not the luck, but they still got to work hard. There's a lot of players. You don't want other players, jumping over you, especially those islanders. But they still got work to do there. But it's an easier quarterfinal. But yeah, it doesn't look too good. They're missing senior players.
They're missing a lot.
Gordon is not doing it for them at number 10. He's struggling with his kicking.
They're baking a cake without flour.
Yeah, because like Eddie said, he's like 22, 23-year-old. They're building on the next era. And a lot of the people wanted Quade Cooper, their stability. I mean, Bernard Foley, where's Bernard? He's playing for Australia A. So they need a solid 9 and 10 and can run the show. But the youngster, they're putting faith in the youngster. So we'll have to see what's going to happen.
Okay, so Eddie and the Australians are in current shambles. They're running around. Do you see them getting out of their pool?
Yeah, I can see them getting out of the pool. Maybe second.
Okay.
If there's no upsets, but I can see them going out of the pool.
Okay, cool. France, New Zealand in 2 weeks' time. If you have to put anything on it, who do you think is going to take it?
Like I said the last time, I think Alele Bleu will come through the Frenchies because at home, first game, all the pressure's onto them. They're looking good on world rankings and all that. But without Intermac, it would have been a different ball game. But like you said, now the two guys stepping in for that fly half position, it's going to make it's not like they're going to miss a lot. So that puts me backing the Frenchies again. So New Zealand is a little bit under pressure, especially what happened last weekend. That's their last memory they're going to have before the 8th of September. So I'm still backing the host.
And I'm still backing the All Blacks for
You're
that
still
one.
backing, huh?
Yes, I think
even with
even more after the 35-7.
Yeah, it makes me a little bit worried.
I think everything.
But yeah,
the two of us know once your back is against the wall and you've been embarrassed. Actually, it just gets something in you to pitch up and to show up. So I'm still gonna go with the All Blacks, even though they had a poor showing against the Springboks at Twickenham. I still think the All Blacks are gonna get one over the French in that opening game. Yeah,
I'm sticking to mine.
That's happy.
Yeah. So Scotland, guys, on the 10th of September.
Yes.
Let's get behind the team. Let's wear our jerseys. Let's get the Bryce and
everything
stuff
Springbok from now on.
Yes. Back
Bryce,
the boys.
Vrienden, Bjallani Ronte, it's World Cup fever.
Our team needs the support now. Okay, and Behind the Ruck is giving the support, but we need you guys to do the same. Okay.
What must they do? What must they do?
They must like, share, and subscribe.
Please, guys. Please. That is important.
And then shout in your green and gold.
Yes. All right.
The boys, yeah.
Partner, that's it for the international rugby.
Yes.
Up next.
But is it that time?
Yeah.
Huh? Is it time for our guest, the one and only?
Up next.
Oh, super excited to have Salmaan Moerat. It's another Paul Boykie that's stepping. These Paul Boykies.
Is there a factory over there? Is there a factory in Paul?
There's a factory of schools, a factory of everything. And the rugby talent is just coming through. Talent is coming through. Experience is coming through.
Setting up our show, I thought we'd do a show for Paul.
For Paul, it looks like it, yeah. So keep doing it, puppies, the Peppy boys. Keep doing it, yeah.
It's a rugby factory. So
yeah. Super excited to have him on the show. Experienced guy.
New captain.
New capton. He's a legend on and off the field. What a gentleman he is. Eh?
You're the old captain?
Huh?
He's the new captain.
And now he's going to tell me what to do.
Oh, wow.
But that's live, eh?
Awesome, I'm excited.
Yeah, awesome to see him. Yeah, experienced guy as well. I mean, at 25 years old, to taking this role, it's a massive role.
That is
responsibility
nuts, young guys.
Of Cape Town, especially after the past 2 years with Captaincy, going back-to-back finalists. So super excited to speak to him. Springbok in hopefully he can add on those couple of caps that he has.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see him there. So yeah, we'll have to see.
Okay, I'm excited. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
There
he is, partner, the Peppy boy in the house. Hey. Salmaan Moerat all the way, hey.
Stormers captain.
Current. Add that. Current Stormers captain.
New Stormers captain.
Yeah. Okay, old school. We'll just do the old school. Boykie, Salmaan, awesome to have you on the show. Welcome to Behind the Ruck. Fantastic to have you on the show. How are you doing, brother? Tell me how's pre-season. Obviously, I know a little bit, but this guy wants to know what's happening.
Yeah, guys, first of all, thank you so much for having me, man. It's a real honor. I've been following you guys closely, and I love the work you guys are doing.
Yes.
Yeah, pre-season has been going. We're up and running, Juba, as you know, in full swing. So we're slowly starting to pick up the intensity, which is tough, but I guess it's needed. And I think there's a good feel in the squad. Guys are very excited for the season.
I can feel it, Yeah, did you hear that? Following us. High five. High five. He subscribed.
I know he subscribed.
He subscribed.
Yeah.
Yes,
boy. Come on.
That's exactly what we want, eh? Moenie, thanks you for having you on the show. It's always a privilege to have you on the show. I mean, Stormers, current Stormers captain. Obviously, we call you Moon. The people want to know why Moon, eh? Is the full moon, is the half moon? Talk to this nickname, eh?
Okay, so it's actually very silly. My schoolmate Manie that plays for the Lions. So at school, he used to call me Moon. My name is Salmaan, which is the Afrikaans version of Moon.
Die man.
Die man en die moon, verstaan julle?
Okay.
So very silly, but some people don't even know my name anymore.
It's always the case.
It's stuck with me. So
Silly ones that stuck.
yeah.
But I think, Salmaan, welcome obviously to our show. We having the Stormers captain on board, Juba, is a massive privilege for the two of us.
Yes.
Especially you, a young man.
Yeah.
You still have everything ahead of you. From I mean, Locks played. He still has another probably 15. He can play till 40 nowadays.
Yeah. You must
Yes,
see
another
Manie and how the boys are doing.
Exactly. So another 15 years that we're going to be have privilege to watch you play, obviously. But I think, obviously, my first time today meeting you, so it's a massive honor and a massive privilege for me as an older guy as well. But share a little bit with me, the viewers, who is Salmaan? Where do you come from? Growing up, a little bit of your journey, man.
Okay, so I'm from Paul. I was born in Paul. Pepis.
Yeah, means.
Born and raised in Paul. I attended Al Azhar Primary School. Not many people know about the school. They didn't have rugby, so I needed to start of my rugby journey. I'd say I needed to start playing club rugby, and I went to a local club in Paul, Vineyards, which most of my family is playing for, and cousins. And I was fortunate enough to be scouted there. At the Boland under 13 trials, and that's how I ended up attending Paul Boys.
Oh, Paul Boys.
And that's where I went for all of my high school. Played high school rugby for Paul Boys, representative rugby for Western Province, SA schools, and then signed with the Stormers after school. And then that's where I've been for the past 6 years, and thoroughly enjoying it at the moment. Yeah.
What a journey. We're talking about vineyards there. History when it comes to the Moerats. Hey? Talk me about the club itself, the family that comes from there. Obviously, you've got your father that played for the Saru Springboks back in the day. All your cousins, your uncles, all those people. Talk me about the history of that club.
Yeah, Juba, you touched on it now. So my father, he played Saru back in 86, 85. Played Boland, Western Province as well. And we know that was a different era, different time, unfortunate circumstances. But not only my father, but my extended family as well, uncles, all represented Vineyards and Saru. I think there was about 10 family members that received the Springbok Blazers later on.
Like that 11 with you, huh?
So there was a good family history within rugby in Paul, and Vineyards was the club that, like I said, most of the family played for, and luckily I didn't have to look too far for motivation.
Enough.
And a journey from that primary school, Azhar, eh?
Yeah.
Did you play any rugby there? What was the rugby like there? And did you pretty much was there enough friends? Because I'm not sure, is there a Muslim school?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a Muslim school,
Yeah, so it's a Muslim school, and we didn't have any sports. We didn't have the infrastructure, unfortunately. We didn't have any fields, and obviously finances was always an issue. So club rugby was the second best thing, and I know on a Friday, every Friday we'd go to Dal Josephat, and we'd spend the day there training for the club, and then play on a Saturday morning. That was the most rugby you'd get for the week. And it was, for me, it was the most enjoyable time, really. You get to play with your cousins and your best friends. And community rugby is what it's all about. I'm sure all of us know that. And that's basically where my journey started. And it was
then
wonderful.
straight to boys after that.
Yes.
Learning a lot there as well.
Yeah, obviously it was a bit of a, I would say that first few months was a shock. Yeah, it was a shock to my system.
Yes, as professional athletes.
Yes.
Yes, diets and as SNCs and alles.
You get to the high school and you all of a sudden you need to go to gym. You need to attend a field session in the afternoon. Sometimes we had gym sessions in the morning before school as well. So for me at first, I remember I was 14 and it was very overwhelming for me. I remember I told my mom and dad, ek is klaar met die school. Ek wil nie meer gaan nie, ek geniet dit nie. Hy was die eerste 3 maande van graad 8 and my father just insisted that bly net aan, het gaan beter raak, and then it turned out quite well.
Yeah, 100%.
I actually watched him in his matric year. He played out in Nikwa.
He was this size in matric.
Exact same size. I got there, I was like, yes.
And now
school boys.
Yeah. And now we're sitting in the studio, small, medium, and large.
Guys, we're not laughing at that one. Oh, yes. But I mean, have you always been big?
Yeah.
Is it? Were you born big? Was there a certain time and place that you kind of just the growth spurt like took over?
I was always big. I remember at the under 13 Craven Week, that time I was very chubby. I was a big boy. I was one of the heaviest, if not the heaviest at the tournament. I was 106 kilograms.
Under 13?
Under 13, Rudy. 106 kilograms, 185 meters. Yeah, but I struggled to move because I was very, as you say, was bietjie dik.
Klein bietjie dik. Ek is al bitter nou.
So bietjie bitter now, yeah. But yeah, so I was always big. My mom is quite big. I think that's where I get it from. My dad's also big. So both sides of the family is quite big. My brothers are all well over 1.9 meters.
Oh my goodness.
My mom is probably about 1.85 for a lady. That's quite tall.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably in the gene.
If you're wondering, I'm 169.
Dynamite you're talking about.
Yes, but partner, in that same year that I watched him, obviously talking about the size and stuff, captaining SA schools, massive privilege.
Yeah, massive privilege.
Captaining Boys Eye. Has leadership been a thing for you that came naturally? From obviously growing up, especially at a school like Boys Eye, I know there's certain expectations that comes with that.
So you were a leader at all the junior ranks. You were leader at Boys Eye.
No, not actually. The first gig I got as a captain was under 19. I've never captained a side before that. And it was actually the first team coach that appointed me, Sean Erasmus. And I thought to myself, like, I don't think I can do this, because in my mind, I always thought that the captain needed to be like the fittest player, first of all.
Yeah, lead by example.
The most talented player, and I was never that. I wouldn't regard myself as the most talented rugby player in terms of skill set. And I think where I'm maybe different from other players is maybe just my work ethic and work rate around the field, and that's something I pride myself on. So coming back to the captaincy, is never something I thought I was able to do, but I'm very grateful for that opportunity that he gave me. And I like Rudy said, maybe it was an instinct within inside myself, and when I had the opportunity, it became second nature.
Yeah.
And something that I try to mold my captaincy around is to try play well, first of all, because I believe if you play well, then that's half your job done.
100%.
And a lot of the times you don't really want to lead by your words, but by your actions.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get it wrong, but
we
most
all
of
get
the
it
times I try to.
Talking about leadership, I mean, Paige, you've been an SA schools captain. I mean, I've captained the team a couple of times, and yourself as well. there's different ways of doing it, like you said now. Sometimes you can lead by example, sometimes you can be a man of 1,000 words. When it comes to leadership, was there anyone out there that you probably like looked at and see like, Jesus, he's a captain, you know, this is the way he does it. What is your approach, especially coming to this season and the previous season? What is your approach on making sure you get the team on the right path, making sure the guys are focused, making sure the energy is there, and also, especially in South Africa, it's very tough with, you know, with the type of cultures, with the religion and all those type of things. In overseas, it's a little bit different. But getting those guys on the same page and getting to the same destination.
I think growing up, I remember the era that you captained the Currie Cup side. Those are all guys that I looked up to. Yourself, Dion Fourie, and then on a broader, on an international platform, I'd say I always looked up to a guy like Richie McCaw. I know it's very cliche, but he was always the one. In my opinion, he wasn't always the most skillful rugby player, but he was extremely hardworking, and you could just see it on the field. And he led by example. And I try and mold my captaincy around that, like I said. And just to touch on the fact that this season will bring its own challenges. And I think for me as a leader, I think what makes my job so much easier within the Stormers group is I've got players such as you, a very, very, very experienced group of players. And at the end of the day, if you work with players that know the standard, they're going to make sure that that standard is met. Like I said, I try to lead by example, but sometimes it's tough. Sometimes you need to know what to say in the right moment. Especially with a very diverse group of players. And I think that's where your leadership group comes in. If you have a strong leadership group, very good game drivers, Juba, you'd know exactly what I'm talking about, then your job is so much easier as a captain. You don't actually have to do so much. You can actually focus on playing well that Saturday. And the rest will take care of itself.
And a lot of the time, captains is always just the face of the team. You got a lot of leaders that's leading you, that's backing you, that's supporting you. And from my personal, we spoke about leadership and captaincy the first couple of weeks. It's not a lot of pressure. It's pressure we can handle, but it's a lot of stuff leading up to the week, you know, where your attention is and how you divide your attention, making sure you focus on the right things. And the biggest advice, especially there's going to come a lot of times where you need to stand up for yourself. And the biggest advice that a coach told me, and it's actually Robbie Fleck, he said, when you want to be the best leader in the world, it's a lonely world. You're going to lose a couple of friends because you got to stand for something and fall for nothing. So you got to stand to your point and what culture you want to have, especially with the coaches and the senior players. You got to stand strong for what you believe in. And sometimes with that as well, you can't, when you walk past something, you're accepting it. So when you see something in around your work facility, when you see something that's not on par with what you guys stand for, you got to address it before it becomes a cancer in the squad.
Absolutely.
But yeah, from my point, massive responsibility for you, man, and I know you will do well. If you've captained the team, it's not something new actually. He's captained the team a couple of times when Kitsi got injured, and the boys in the Springboks wasn't there. So it's just so fantastic for us, especially for us, to see the leadership you're bringing in. All the best. Hopefully, we can go back to back finalists.
I would like the Bulls to get one back over you guys. I just want to throw that in there, guys.
We're on a road there, but
it's been a lean period of time for the people from us from Loftus over the Stormers. And I would like us to get one of you, but we don't have to talk about that
now. Let's talk Springbok rugby a bit, eh? Let's get your thoughts on Springbok rugby. Huh?
And I first, before we go there, partner,
I am not the one. You sit us meant to be legends.
No.
Yeah.
I think I want to touch a little bit on his injury, man. I know we both we've been through that. That is probably the most, I won't say the toughest part, but it is trying and it's testing when you can't do. Especially all of us, we're driven. Right? We're setting goals and we want to go places and we want to test boundaries, what our body can do. And then sometimes, like a car, our body gives in. How's the injury been? The recovery? What did you injure? How's it been?
It's been, so I ruptured my ACL and lateral medial meniscus there. So it was a big job.
Yeah.
So what they did was they grafted from my hamstring to attach the ACL again. So it's been a tough road. It's been challenging. But we're 8 months post surgery, and things are looking good. I'm fully in on pre-season. We're still managing the load a bit, so that we don't do too much too soon. But I'm very, very happy with how things are going at the moment. It's just about getting that first contact now and being comfortable again. I think the mental aspect is probably one of the harder things, and it's not spoken enough of, I think. But once I get that will be much better, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's been out for a long time. I mean, the coaches must have that backing. It just shows what leadership and what captaincy does have. To say, is he stuurwiel? Jy was nou uitgewys. Ry nie gou die kar. Vat voor 'n bietjie, hè.
Vat voor. No, yes, and especially you're still so young. Yeah, it's scary. I'm thinking 25 years old, and I felt like I've been watching him for a while.
Yeah.
So flipping hell, that is exciting. I think I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm excited for your captaincy. Obviously, the way you're speaking about your character, I can actually see in your eyes. You're a man on a mission, which I find extremely exciting. I like people that know where they're going. And I can actually see in your whole demeanor, your body language, that you know where you're going with the Stormers. But just one for the Bulls, please.
Yeah, it's a long season. We'll see. Yeah. So, Mooney, obviously the Rugby World Cup is coming up. The boys have been training hard. There's been a couple of games and warm-up games. What's your thoughts on the squad and the message you have for them?
Yeah, I think obviously they're coming off a very good result this weekend. You guys will know that. You guys will know better than I do, actually. Going into a World Cup, that's probably one of the best things you can have is some, what do you call it, motivation and some positivity. And I think the way they played was very positive. They touched a lot on their DNA. Like the maul was functioning very well. The scrum was functioning very well. Lineouts was very well. Our kicking game was good, but we could also shuffle it up with a running game. Yeah, which is, in my opinion, is very dangerous. I think teams are moving away from the Springboks just having a kicking game, and I think Manie was very crucial for that change in mindset. Obviously, there's some other key players around him, but I just think with him having confidence, I think he brought the other dimension to that team.
Yeah. And I mean, especially that department, set piece, lineouts and more. Especially this weekend, the variations we have, the front wheels, and that's your department. The important role of Eben Etzebeth winning all those lineouts. I mean, you've played with did you play with Eben?
Yes.
As a junior, Marvin as well. Yes. I don't know if John Klein was still around when you came into the scene. So it was a lot of guys that you worked with, and you could see the professionalism within that and the way they're working and how they're working. What's your thoughts on the lineouts and how they're working?
I think I haven't played much with Eben, but when I started at the province, he's a world class player, and he's arguably the best in the world. Along with Luat and Marvin, I think Marvin is playing probably some of his best rugby. And I'm very excited for him for this World Cup. And Marvin, in his own right, is one of the best line-out organizers, by second to none. Honestly, I think people don't understand how good he actually is.
He's intelligent.
He's so intelligent.
And people think it's easy, just call the front ball.
No.
You gotta see options. You
need an eye for it. You need an eye for it. That's it. And you know where the space is gonna be in the lineup. And you need to know where you want to throw, what you want to do with that. And I think Marvin is the right guy for that. And like you said, you touched on it, the variation around the maul. We know our maul is very good, but I loved what we did this weekend. That front peel around the front. Yes, Malcolm there. He's going to be unstoppable.
Yeah.
For most people.
Your favorite Ernst?
I don't like that.
You don't like it?
But I felt Aaron should have known it's coming. As a 9, you get panicking when the hooker drops to the sideline. You know there's something coming. But I saw something. I don't know if even just grabbing Adi there into the mall,
Yeah.
creating that space. I think that
The
fine
dark
little
arts.
details that
There
obviously
we
that
go.
the Springboks do
Yeah.
makes them just set them apart from the rest of the world. I like it.
Makes a big
Yeah.
difference, yeah. Yeah, Salmaan, from our side, my man, just thank you very much for your time. Thank you much for
Pleasure.
coming out. You know, I know you're a hard worker, you're busy, you in at 7 o'clock and out at 6 o'clock in the evenings. So thank you very much for coming out. All the best with the season coming out. You know, you've got my support, behind the rack support,
Yeah, definitely.
and obviously the coaches, the players, and everyone. So you can just be you and do you, and we all back you. And yeah, I know it's lots of responsibilities, but it's something you can handle. You showed it to us. So from my side, all the best, and thanks a lot for coming out. We really appreciate a peppy boy in the studio.
Pereliters lief vir ons. Yes. Pereliters lief vir ons. Maar I
Bye bye,
think-
dankie julle man.
Ja, man, from my
Top.
side as
Yeah,
well.
thank
I
you.
just want to all the best.
Bye, dankie. Thank
I
you,
know
Rudy,
you'll do
man.
well. I think it's fair.
And I hope you guys go from strength to strength. You
Yeah.
guys are doing great work. Really, man. I'm so happy for you guys.
Salmaan, as my
The
friend said
perfect
over the
partners.
weekend, my friends told me over the weekend, like, share, subscribe.
There we
Thank you.
go. He's done the subscribe. You can just like it.
Yes.
Your page, unbelievable, eh? Such a humble man, experienced guy, super awesome and excited. And lucky to have Salmaan Moerat here, you know, sharing that experience. He sounds like he's 35 years old.
Yeah, I
eh?
was dominated by stormers.
Huh?
It was a lot of stormer energy
Huh?
in the atmosphere.
But it's good, eh? Huh?
No,
You
it's
okay,
awesome.
Sal?
25 years old.
25 years
fantastic.
old, eh? With that roles and responsibilities is fantastic to see. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to have a lot of Springbok caps still coming for him.
Yes, definitely.
Ja, maar die perelmense is
Die
hulle
peppies.
Huh? Like hulle ons of like
Ons
hulle,
hulle.
verstaan?
Ek weet nie wat sê dit is nie.
Yeah, but it's good to have him on the show. Yeah, that we come to an end of a nice
sad.
little episode, huh?
Sad.
You don't like this ending, Zay?
I don't like the ending. I've never said there's
Yeah.
nothing good about ending.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, all good things come to an end, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
So chicken rappy.
It's a small chicken wrappy.
Yes.
Shout out to social places for opening up their doors for
Yes.
us, you know.
The
being
setup.
up for the setup.
Very
It's been
cool.
up. Yeah, we need color in our lives.
Very cool. Very
Usually,
cool.
usually
We kept everyone guessing. I like
yes, color in
I
our
like
lives.
it, I like
and then
it.
most importantly, our episode sponsor for today.
Yes.
Hey, Under Armour, making us feel like $1
Comfortable.
million. Huh?
that. Looking good, feeling good.
My shoes, I'm comfortable in my shoes. So guys, if you see me running in the streets, I'm not running away from everyone. I'm just enjoying my comfortable shoes. What's it called? Under Armour Hover.
Hover. Machina.
Machine number 3.
3.
Thanks a lot, Under Armour. We really appreciate it. Hopefully it's a start from a very long
Absolute start.
journey.
Absolute start.
So I'm very excited, yeah. Yeah.
Happy.
Partner, that was a good episode. Hopefully our viewers will enjoy it. They
Yes.
must remember to what?
Like, share, and subscribe, guys.
Very
Okay.
important, eh?
And I want to thank them as well for all the love, all the support, all the comments. We're trying to read it. We're trying to respond to you guys. Keep on doing your thing, okay?
Yeah.
We cannot be behind the rack without the
you
support.
guys, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Juan de Jong.
I'm Rudy Page,
And
and
the
the
rack
rack
is
is clear.